Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today let's talk about the lies that we have all been told about buying luxury handbags. And number one is that the Birkin is the be all and end all. That the Birkin is the top of the hierarchy, top tier, holy grail bag, the bag that you just must want to have and aspire to have because it is just the creme de la creme. Now, here sits the hypocrite because hold there. Exhibit A, we have the Birkin. Yes, I love the Birkin. For me, I love the Birkin and Hermes bags in general when they are done in really fun, bright, vibrant colours because I happen to think that Hermes does colour so well, and that is one of the things that, well, probably the only thing that gravitates me towards the Hermes bags. There's a lot of the Hermes bags, Birkin included, when they're in neutral colours don't appeal to me, but once you bring them bright and poppy and fun, I love them. But it's Birkin, okay? Yes, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate on this video, but let's talk this through. It's not the be all and end all. It's not the top of the tier, hierarchy, whatever. It's not that it is so far above everything else as a bag that it is the creme de la creme and the holy grail. For me, my holy grail bag, I've come to realise, changes. And there have been times when this has been my holy grail bag. Certainly whenever I wanted specifically Hermes Birkin, 25 Togo, Rose Papri, Palladium hardware, exactly this, which is why I paid a reseller to find exactly this. I love this, and this was my holy grail bag for a very long time. And there are still times in my life when I go through periods when this is my holy grail bag. This is the bag that I come in here and I look at her and I go, look at her colour. She's so pretty. She's beautiful. I just love her. I love her colour. I think she's fabulous. So there is times that she is still my holy grail bag. But then we will move on to the next week. And maybe that week, my holy grail bag will be, I'm going to be up and down a lot in this video, this one. Because it's so stunning. It's the animals, it's the print, it's the sequence, it's the mini Lady Dior in this fabulous jungle print, and I love it. She's another one that I come and I visit and I just think is beautiful. So there will be weeks in my life when she's the holy grail. Then sometimes it's this one. And it can be this one because this is the Sex and the City baguette. And I'm a child of the 80s and I grew up with Sex and the City. And sometimes to have the bag that Carrie Bradshaw had, her baguette, just really warms my soul. And she becomes my holy grail because I love the fact that I have the Sex and the City baguette. There's other times that one of the Chanel minis will go through phases of being my holy grail because I adore them and I love them. Sometimes the classic flap, the black one that was my holy grail for a long time, still goes through that, and I love wearing that bag to work and I feel that bag is sentimental to me. I feel good and I love that bag. But there's no set holy grail, top of the tier bag that you must have, that is the one to aspire to. It's whatever is your holy grail, whatever you love, whatever is the bag that speaks to your soul, makes you happy. That is the bag that you should aspire to. There's no set one. And the Birkin, don't get me wrong, beautiful, leather, stunning, craftsmanship, stunning, but I have to say craftsmanship on the capucines is stunning. Craftsmanship on other ones of my bags, stunning. I do love this bag, but I just don't think that this bag should be the only bag that sits up there on its pedestal and we all should just believe and be told that this is the one for all of us. Number two, and I meant to say when I was saying number one, is that there's no brand better than the other. It's whatever brand you love and speaks to you. But number two is that there is a right first luxury bag. There isn't. It depends on you. It depends on what you love. It depends on your lifestyle. It depends on what you need it for. It depends on what you want to use it for. Also, it depends if you want your first bag to be a usable luxury designer bag that you're going to use regularly, or do you want your first bag to be that bag that just makes you just absolutely adore it? Like my Petite Mals up there, I adore them, but I'm not going to use them every day. So it depends if you want your first to be the Neverfull that was my first, this one that has now been through the wars and replaced with the exact same bag. This was my first because I wanted one that I was going to use to work. I was going to take to travel. I was going to take everywhere. I used to take this bag with a phone lying in the middle of it. Yes, the Louis Vuitton GM with a phone and a key down there because I just wanted to take the bag. So if you want one that you're going to use, or you want one that you just love and you've always wanted and it's special and it makes your heart sing, so there's no set bag that is the right first bag. Now, I do think that there is a lot of good to come from those videos, and I've probably made videos like that on my channel where you can research videos and you can listen to people like myself that have lots of bags and have bought bags for years and years and years and years, built them up, learned what works, learned what doesn't work for us. And you can hear our stories about those bags, hear why they worked, why they didn't, why we think they're good, why we don't, and see if that can help inform your decision about what is the right first bag for you. But it's not definitive. It's going to be your choice and what is right for you. But yes, those videos I think can give a lot of good information and guidance, but there's no right answer. Number 3, don't buy this, buy that. Don't buy that, buy this. Don't buy that one, buy the more affordable one. If you have a bag that you absolutely love and it's the bag that you want, buy that bag. Don't listen to, don't buy that bag, buy that bag. Don't listen to, buy the more affordable option. Don't listen to, but why would you want that bag? Don't buy that bag anymore. It's not trendy, it's not this, it's not that. Again, those videos will be very helpful, and I'm sure I have them. Very, very helpful to give you insight and research into, would this bag work for you? Is this the right bag? Or some of these alternatives that may be more affordable or just maybe a different type of bag or an updated bag, maybe that would be the right bag for you. So yes, for research purposes, absolutely. But buy the bag you love. Because if you end up listening to a video on the internet, even from myself, saying don't buy this, buy that, you might come to regret that, and you might be sitting with your new bag that's that over in your room going, I really, really wanted that other bag, but she told me on Tinternet that I should buy this bag, or she told me I should buy this more affordable version, but it's not the one I really wanted. I really want the one I really wanted, and I still really want that one because that one's not filling the void of that one, and this is the one I really wanted. So I would take those videos for what they are. They are information, they are research, they are suggestions. But if there is a bag that you love and you want as your bag, you want as your next bag, your first bag, your 10th bag, whatever, buy the one you love. Because the alternatives that you're trying to talk yourself into because you think they're a good idea because we're all talking about them aren't going to fill the space of the one you love. Number 4, buy neutrals first. I've heard this a lot, but it doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me. I don't really like neutral bags. I have a small amount of black bags because I need a small amount of black bags for certain events, certain things that happen in my life. I need them for work. There are black bags here because there will be times I need a black bag. But buy neutrals first. And I've seen a few videos over time saying buy your core collection first. So buy the neutral bags first to work for you and everything you're going to need. And then once you have filled that core collection in neutral workable colours that will work with so many things, then go for the pop of colour or the fun or the thing that's going to just stand out a bit. And that is good advice if you like neutral bags. And that is good advice if you're trying to build a core collection of neutral bags to work on occasions and you're not an absolute die-hard colour lover. That's good advice. But you don't have to buy neutrals first. You don't. I don't think I bought a neutral bag until the black classic flat maybe, which was 2019, because I don't love neutrals. And I think that when you're thinking about what you should buy first, listen to yourself. People telling you that to buy neutrals first are thinking that they go with everything, that they hold their value, that there's lots of reasons to buy them. But ultimately that is just advice for you to consider. And you don't have to buy neutrals first. You don't. You can buy the colour, you can buy the tweed, you can buy the sequins, you can buy the fabric, the things that's going to work for you. Number 5, a bit like the neutrals, every collection should have the classics. Every collection should have them. Buy the classics first, almost like your core collection, and then go and buy the fun. Again, this is advice that is good for research because it's telling you what the classics are, and you may be a classic lover and you may want a collection that has the classics in it, but don't want a collection that has the classics in it or buy a collection that has the classics in it just because you think that's what you should have. Just because you think every collection should have the classics, that's what you should be buying. They're not going to work for everybody. They're not going to be what makes everybody's heart sing. Now, for me, Let's look at the hypocrite again. I have the Birkin, that's a classic. I have the Lady Dior, that's a classic. I have a black classic flap, that's a classic. Those things all, I have an Alma now that's in bright orange, that's a classic. I have a Speedy now in red leather. Speedy is a classic. Maybe not this one, but Speedy is a classic. Capucines can be a classic. This one. So yes, I know, before I sit, it is easy for me to sit here. Ooh, don't drop it, Gwenny, he'll shout at you. I know it is easy for me to sit here in my room surrounded by bags and say to you, don't buy the classics. I'm not saying don't buy the classics. If you love the classics, and if there's a version of the classics, bright pink for example, orange, red leather, that makes the classics work for you and work for the bags that you love and works for your style and what you're going to love to wear, by all means buy them. I love my versions of the classics, but my versions of the classics are probably quite non-classic. They're probably quite, with the colour of them, different than what a lot of people would envisage the classics being, apart from the black obviously. So buy the classics if you love them. Buy them if they work for you. Buy them if they're what you want to work into your collection. Don't buy them because they're classics and you think you should, and one of us has said to you, here's the classics you have to have in your collection. Don't buy them for that reason. Number 6, and this is not something that you're really going to hear from us on the internet, us handbag lovers, but you probably are going to hear it from people in your life, and it's an absolute lie. You are not stupid, superficial, less than, silly with your money, want to look rich, want to pretend to be something you're not, just because you like to buy luxury handbags. And one of the things that we all probably come to live with whenever you love luxury handbags is a lot of the time, alongside all the pretty, goes the judgment. And the judgment from people who don't love these bags, that don't understand spending stupid amounts of money on a handbag. And I get where they're coming from, because if I say it to my rational brain and I look at the bag and I look at the amount of money it costs, sometimes I can see the struggle. But if you love them and you're a handbag lover, it's never going to make sense to people that don't. And this took me a long time to come to terms with, that you were going to get judgment for that, and to come to terms with the fact that I love them. And I've just accepted that now, and I'm not going to apologise for it, and I'm not going to explain why I choose to spend my money on them. That took me a while. That was a process. I'm not going to say a journey, but maybe it was a journey. That was a long time coming. So when you're getting told this, and I think at some point most of us who love luxury have heard this, it's lies. You're not stupid, you're not foolish, you're not materialistic, you're not all the things that they say. They just don't get it, because if you aren't a lover of these and you want them because you adore them, the price of them in a logical brain that doesn't love a handbag doesn't make sense, it doesn't equate. And that then goes to people projecting that on to us almost like a judgment, or they themselves may have certain views about how we're spending our money. But here's the thing, shocker alert, it's not their money and they're not wearing it. So really, it's nothing to do with them. But it can take a while to get used to the judgment. It took me a while. I struggled with it. But it doesn't mean you're any of those things that they're telling you they are. It just means you love a pretty handbag. Number 7, and this is one that I actually agreed with Nikki Sky on her infamous video now, is that they're not investments. They're not financial investments, save for very exceptional circumstances. So if you're buying these, although most people that I watch or talk to that buy luxury handbags don't buy them as investments, we buy them because we love them. Now, you will hear us say, oh, it's such a good investment, i.e. it's an investment into our wardrobe or into our handbag collection, or the colour is a good investment for us, or it's a bag that will hold a good portion of its value if you change your mind or need to spend it down the line, or sell it down the line, sorry. But it's not if you're looking at financial investments, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I do get some financial advice, and I would not be recommending that if you're looking for a financial investment, you buy a handbag. And one of the things that has triggered me a little bit on this is the videos that you see from, or the reels from resellers advertising obviously their company, and they're advertising them as an investment, and quite often they show the Chanel bag, the Chanel classic flap, which we all know has went up so many percentage of times over the last number of years. It's now over £9,000 for the medium classic flap, and if you'd bought that, say maybe 2015, 16, what was it, maybe £3,500. So yes, if you look at it and you put the rise on the screen and you put the bag and you put the 2015 price and the 2019 price and the 2024 price, if that was a stock, if that was a piece of, and traditional investment, that's going to look like it's a very good investment and it's going to look like it's increasing a lot of money, and it has. So if you bought one way back when in the day, never used it, kept it pristine, yes, if you sold it now, you're going to make some money. Are you buying bags now with the intention of keeping them in their box and never wearing them? No. Well, some people will be, but for the vast majority of us, no. And the advertising that is being put out by the reselling companies as them being investments are not aimed at people that are looking for financial investments or financial advice. They're aimed at people looking to buy handbags. So they're showing this to you to buy as a handbag that you will love as being a financial investment. But if you use it, if you mark it, if you enjoy it, you're going to lose its value. Also, even if you keep it for a number of years and then you decide to sell it down the line, are you a reseller? If you're a reseller, it's going to be easier for you. If you have a YouTube channel, like myself, it's easier to sell because you can do a vlog sale. But personally, when I do a vlog sale, I always make sure I price my bags reasonably so as not to take any advantage of anybody watching my channel. And I'm not here to make money off you. But if you're buying this bag thinking that it's an investment, you have to factor in that to get the money back out of it down the line, not only does it take into account the condition, the colour that you bought, the specific type that you bought, it's going to take into account how you're going to sell it. If you're going to have selling fees, if you're going to have reseller fees, if you're going to pay commission, and all of that is going to lead into your investment. So no, I do not think they're financial investments. There are certain bags that have been sought after that nobody probably could have foreseen how popular they were going to be. Example, the Pearl Mini or the Rose Gold Mini. Hold there. This one. Caviar Chanel Mini in the Rose Gold. I think when this was released retail, was it around about £3,500 to £4,000. I bought mine shortly after by a reseller, but not very much over retail because they hadn't hit their high heights at the time. They then went up to £10,000, £11,000. Now, it's coming down, the resale market is coming down. There's two of these on Fashion File and one of them's reduced by 10%, which you would not have seen a year ago. Whenever the luxury market was at its hype and all the hype got built up over lockdown, you would not have seen this sitting at, let alone being reduced. So yes, there's certain bags if you were lucky enough to buy retail from the boutique, kept them pristine, sold them, you're going to make a lot of money on them. But those are the exceptions. So generally buying a bag as an investment, no. And number 8, monogram, canvas, logo, tacky, wannabe. Why would you carry that? Lies. To some people, in their own personal opinion, monogram, logos, canvas, they may think it's tacky, they may not like it, they might not love it. But it doesn't mean that it's just generally tacky. It doesn't mean that if you like it and you love it, and I loves me a logo and I loves me some monogram, doesn't mean that you're just tacky and you've got no style and you've got no personal sense of style and it doesn't mean any of that. Just means that you love a logo, just means that you love the monogram. You maybe, like me, like things that are a little bit louder. Other people will like things that are a little bit quieter. We all like different things. Doesn't mean that what I like's better than what you like's better than what I like. Doesn't mean that I'm tacky. Just means that I like the logo and I like the monogram. And yes, we have all seen pictures, and when you watch these videos you'll see the pictures on the screen, and there will be people dressed in a certain way who have maybe decided that what they like is they have maybe a head to toe tracksuit on and a certain logo and they have a bag with it and they've this with it and they've that with it, and it might not be our personal style and it may be very, very loud. Personally, I wouldn't wear as much as that put together, but if that's what they love, that's what they love. Doesn't mean that they're any worse than we are, or their style's any worse, just means that it's different. So if you don't like those, that's fine. If you do like them, that's also fine. They're just logos that some of us love to wear. Doesn't mean anything really that deep. And the videos that, well, if we're wearing them, we must be trying to be something that we're not. For me, it's really not that deep. I like the logo. Love Louis Vuitton monogram canvas, and part of it is probably because for so long I aspired to have it, and now I love to wear it. Doesn't make me a bad person. So those are 8 of the lies that we have been told about buying and loving and collecting luxury handbags. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure you've had examples of this and there's things that's been told to you. If there are, please do come into the comment box and let us know your experiences. Let me know what you think about the 8 that I have listed. Let me know what your view on this is in general. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for being here. If you've enjoyed this in any way, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. And if you're not done with me yet, I'm going to leave another video for you on the screen to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching me. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.